happen. And now we are realizing that a lot of people may be pushed into poverty, and we're asking the administration, what are you doing in counter?
Amechi, good morning. Good morning, my colleagues, and it's good to be here once again. What CRAP is asking is the 400 billion naira, about 400 billion naira, the June subsidy. Let's not forget, the government said that June ends in June, and it's only in June that subsidy money will be removed. You should not be expecting subsidy money to be removed every other month, because whatever money that was originally meant for subsidy has been factored into the economy, into other sectors of the economy. And looking at the pains Nigerians are going through, we have said oftentimes that communication is power. Government need to communicate with us. How long is this going to take? We are hearing very negative stories again from the IPMAN, Independent Petroleum Marketer, saying that the price might even jack up per litre to about 700 because of the landing cost. And these are issues.
It was denied.
Up to this morning.
Officially denied.
Yes, that is IPMAN, Independent Marketers. Now, the issue that Shola raised about empty roads, empty street, the vehicles are limited on the road, unlike before, is very important. We have said here, how do you cut measures? How do you help the workers? Government said, allow me to take my baby steps to the destination of renewed hope. Yes, why not? You have support of some countries and some elements, but what we wouldn't like is some persons in government to begin to think that people that analyze, that talk about government policies are opposition apologists. That is not right. We are all Nigerians. We are feeling the pinch. We are feeling the pain. And we call for austerity measures. And what are these measures? If the streets or the roads are empty, it's probably some agencies have decided to cut down the days workers come to office. And that is what we have advocated for. Yes, give the government benefit of the doubt. 100 days in office, we can now analyze, has the government really...
I don't agree that the work days should be cut down.
Amechi,
that's by the
I'm
way.
driving somewhere, right? Now, if you look at the cost of transportation, you fill your tank with how much? And if you're supposed to come to office like the media, we don't have off days. We work 24/7, 7 days a week. And the management comes and say, okay, Abulu, you're going to be working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let someone else work the remaining days. I think it will reduce my cost, and the pay will not be there much. And if you look at the twin issue of contending with the fuel subsidy and electricity, is terrible. 10,000 naira yesterday gave about 140 units, and it's horrible. It's horrible. 10,000 naira, 140 units, which means they've stylishly or tactically increased.
Clandestinely, they increased it. Where are the watchdogs? That's the work of the media and civil society, and you, the citizen, because we know in the past there have been attempts to silently and secretly increase this tariff, but we have to remain vigilant and make sure that due process is followed.
The proposal we just raised, based on Patrick Abayabulu said you bought
10,000 naira for
now,
about 140.
I mean,
10,000 naira for how many units?
140 units.
Good. So it's gone up. So these are the key questions.
I used to buy 72 units for 3,000.
We will take it up with the disco for our district in Abuja. TV.
Amechi, good morning to you. Good morning, listener. I don't know which band Abulu is operating on. You know, there's a band in this thing. Those who have 20 hours,
A, B,
those
C,
who have
D.
16 hours, and all of that. But I can confirm that sometime on the 18th or 14th of June, the same amount. In fact, it was because of this. I think it was on the 18th. It was because of this that yesterday I used the same amount to get the pay for the units to see if there is, a difference, and truly there has been no difference. So perhaps maybe Abulu has moved from one particular band to another, So, but I wasn't taken aback, because I knew that somehow the approval the discos wanted may not come the way, because we've seen it in the past. When some of these things happen, you go back and see how it had happened. It either comes on in the first of April or 1st of June, usually, and all of that. So, but we'll see how all of it will work out. Clearly, Nigerians are suffering, and I think the president should know that there is a honeymoon for every new leader. For some, it's short-lived. For some, they enjoy it for a long period.
For some within the first 100 days.
100, depending on
the goodwill.
Goodwill, as it were. Now he's happy everywhere he goes. Oh, Mr. President has removed subsidy. Oh, Mr. President has, and all. He's feeling good with himself. But Nigerians are suffering. And the good thing also is, those who are also telling me he's doing well.
So he has this feel-good thing.
Yeah.
To the extent that he told us that they even didn't include it in his speech, but he did it.
So clearly, he should know that period will end. Nigerians, we are survivors and we will continue to survive. If some will tell you if they survive the Buhari administration, there's no administration they will not survive. Even the roads that you are seeing that have been empty and all of that, it's a strategy by Nigerians to survive, the situation as it were. So, but what am I saying? Those palliatives or those measures that will mitigate, this impact need to come as soon as possible. We already have. He has already spent 30 plus days. It clearly shows that, perhaps when they were removing it on May 29, they were not thinking of what they were going to do in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days, and all of that. So they should be very careful that this honeymoon will not last forever. It will definitely, at some point get off. I know there's nothing perhaps so different. Nigerians need to understand these are recommendations by the Bretton Woods, by World Bank, IMF, and all. They've told us this several times over time. It's just that political way for the leadership to do
and
it.
they do the opposite.
But don't also forget, the World Bank is also complaining. They said in their recommendation, they said remove this thing and put palliatives. But this government has removed the subsidy without those palliatives. So clearly the government has not even taken what the World Bank and all of that have given them. Fine, it should be tailored. I don't even accept that we should take World Bank, IMF,
recommendation
and sinker. We should tweak with it to fit the Nigerian reality as it were. And what are we looking at? One, I will not even subscribe to those palliatives, the World Bank and all of that they are putting forward. If that amount they are giving for palliatives, the loan that they say we are owing them, they should wipe out those loans in the next.
If you want to help
if you want to help us, and then we'll find
perhaps where the Tinubu administration went too far. I recall I called this an unforced error when it came. I said, I see this as an unforced error, something that wasn't thought through. Now, when you remove fuel subsidy, and I asked, did they commission a report, a think tank, a survey to see how it impact on the people? It wasn't done. Then, the next policy was the floating of the naira. By that second action, it pushed up prices of many things. So those two policies impacted negatively so much on the people. And you begin to ask, for how long can the people take it without counter measures, counter strategies? Should the administration not have done one and then look at the impact, cushion it, manage it before they come with the other killer punch?
Amici, Tebe talked about they didn't think. And if the president admitted that first subsidy removal wasn't in his speech, what about the Naira unification that he talked about? That was embedded in his speech.
Yes.
So probably, as I said, when the first subsidy was removed, I said probably he has consulted with his business partners, the Dangotes, the Otedelas, to arrive at that singular decision. But however,
group members.
Now, the issue of the World Bank, you remember we were analyzing it, and they said Nigerians are 5,700 Naira poorer with the removal of first subsidy. What are they insinuating? That, if you give Nigerians 6,000 Naira, you can solve palliative. And that is not acceptable. A more concrete and more strategized way is what we need.
We expect the president to continue to do it. He shouldn't go irrational. He has told us, Abula has mentioned it. He said, why I overruled Femi Edu